Hi, so welcome to my first video. My name is Bethany Walsh and I am the founder of BougieMiles.com. So in this first video, I want to talk about award travel basics. This is just how you get started with miles, points, and credit card rewards. Aim is to help people travel as luxuriously as possible while spending as little cash as possible. I've actually spent the last 5 years traveling the world, going to all sorts of different types of places and destinations. And I pretty much always do two things. Always stay at a 5-star hotel, and I always fly first class or business. Unless it's for a mileage run, and I will tell you guys that story a different day when we are not talking about beginner stuff. So what are miles, points, and credit card rewards? You can look at it as a sort of currency that can be used for all different things by all different types of people for all different sorts of goals. My goal is to use them for travel. We focus mainly on using your miles and points for travel, learning how to earn as many as you can, and redeeming them at maximum value. I know it sounds complicated at first, but after a few weeks with me, you'll get there and you will be on your first class flight in no time. So while we focus mainly on travel, you will see that there's a ton of overlap between credit card rewards, travel points, personal finance, shopping. So we actually dip into a lot of areas of your life that you probably didn't realize were useful for travel. This is anything from supermarkets and office supply stores to credit card rewards and airline partnerships. And so I always like to explain it to people like this. Miles, points, and rewards are your tools. These are tools that you can use to accomplish a specific goal. Okay, so enough talking about things that don't make any sense until you actually know stuff. Let's get started. Where do you get started? So for most people, I would say get started, pick a goal. Pick a travel goal. It doesn't have to be the most specific goal out there. Like, you don't have to say, I want to go to Bali and stay at X resort. It can be more, I would like to fly to the Caribbean and stay in a 5-star hotel on the beach. My number 2 step is totally different than most people's, and it's not to be a jerk. If you approach this hobby with a good attitude, a smile, and an appreciation for people who are willing to take the time to teach you things, you will get so much further and you'll get so much more out of it than, well, pretty much anybody else. So just be nice and have a good attitude and realize that this is a really good problem to have. On to step 3, loyalty programs. So what's a loyalty program? It is a rewards program that rewards you for your loyalty to a certain brand or store. Basically, you would be surprised how many loyalty programs you encounter in your daily life. First, let's say you're driving to Walgreens to pick up a prescription, okay? You can fill up your gas tank, loyalty program. You can get to Walgreens and use a prescription card. There's a Walgreens loyalty program and there's a prescription card loyalty program. You can use a credit card or a card-linked offer in an app, we'll say on your phone, that counts as another loyalty program. We're gonna go over these in detail, but the point is that you should always be looking for ways to maximize your money. Anytime I spend $1, I wanna make sure that I'm getting earnings from multiple sources for that dollar, that I can eventually at the end put all together and take a really nice trip. So basically I'm building a portfolio, almost like an investment that I'm gonna use later on for travel. Or maybe your goals are different and that's okay, but this channel will definitely help you get there. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to think about the last 5 airlines that you flew and the last couple of hotels that you stayed at, Google them, and sign up for their loyalty programs. Anytime you take a flight or stay in a hotel, you always wanna make sure that you are signed up for the loyalty program and that it's entered in your either stay portfolio or your airline account for your ticket. Over the next few videos, we're going to cover the tools that you can use to help you stay organized and figure out if you're maximizing your earnings. We're gonna cover probably the biggest topic in this area, which is credit cards, how to use them to get a ton of miles and points without traveling. And we're gonna cover how to use your awards and points like a rock star. Okay, so all of these amazing miles and points that are gonna help us get everywhere we want in the world for free or for less. How do we get them? That's a very good question. Let me answer that for you. Okay, so there are a multitude of ways to earn miles and points. The most popular ways are credit card sign-up bonuses, credit card spending bonus category, loyalty program promotions. This is when, let's say an airline sends out a promotion saying if you fly by November cross country, we'll give you double the miles. You also have shopping portals. And then you have the traditional ways of earning miles and points, which is basically flying with airlines and staying at hotels. The last and most controversial method of earning miles and points is to buy them. We're actually gonna do a whole separate video teaching you how and when to buy which airline miles and whether or not it makes sense financially. Okay, so what are credit card sign-up bonuses and how do they work? Basically, you sign up for a new credit card or you apply for a new credit card, you get approved, and you have a certain amount of time specified by the credit card issuer to spend a certain amount of money. In return for that spending in the proper amount of time, they will give you sometimes a very large sign-up bonus. Sign-up bonuses now, because of credit card competition, can range from, $150 in value to $2,500 in value, sometimes even more. Depending on the path you take, sign-up bonuses are not always going to be available to you. There are some banks like American Express who limit a sign-up bonus to once in your entire lifetime. And then there are other banks who won't give you a card, period, if you have a certain amount of other cards. Again, we will get into all of this. But the point is that once you've sort of maximized several sign-up bonuses to get probably a ton of points, you're gonna have to learn the other ways to earn miles and points. Credit card spending. This is actually a really big one, and it should be, because one of the main concerns or considerations when applying for a new card, other than the sign-up bonus, is how well it fits within your own specific spending habits. What does that mean? Basically, if I spend a ton of money on restaurants and grocery stores, then I'm gonna pick a card that has a bonus earn in one or both of those categories. By carefully selecting the cards that you use to pay for things, you can rack up a pretty decent amount of miles and points without doing anything differently. Let's say you go grocery shopping and spend $200. Well, if it's earning 4 times the points per dollar, you're going to earn 800 points. And we'll talk about it later, but those are actually awesome points. They're membership rewards.